Welcome to another quick drive video, and we're gonna go ahead and start off with a pull. Okay, it does move, Alright guys, so we are obviously in a different car today. In today's video, we are doing a 2016 Dodge Challenger RT, and I just did that pull right there, and it did get up and go. It does have around 375 horsepower. And you know, it does weigh 4,000 pounds, in the lower 4,000 pounds. Let me adjust the camera right here. But like I did say, it's a big car, and it only has around 375 horsepower, which is, you know, obviously they do offer, you know, more power with the Hellcat with 707 horsepower, and then you have the Scat Pack, which I think is maybe 485 horsepower, which I actually do have a review coming up of that soon, actually very soon. But just initial impressions from driving this vehicle, it is, like I said already, very big. It's very heavy, but it does surprise me just sitting in the actual interior of this thing how nice it is and how comfortable I am. These seats are really nice, and as you guys may also know, that I have actually reviewed a Challenger before, a previous RT. Now that was a 2014 model, and I really was not that impressed. So I do really want to see, you know, what the differences were, or what the differences are between, you know, just 2 years, see what Dodge has really been able to do. And we're gonna go ahead and roll into the gas here one more time, experience the power. Now the only thing that I will say I'm not really a fan of is that the car does not rev that high. And you know, with the Mustangs revving higher, and I think the Camaro also, their red lines are going higher. This one looks like it red lines at around right under 6 grand, so it's really not that exciting. Even my V6 Mustang revs higher than that, but you know, it's really, you know, it's an older school car. You know, older school V8s, they don't really rev that high, and so that is keeping to its roots. That's another good thing that Dodge has really done, is they've really kept to their roots. But back on to the interior of this car, like I said, I really am impressed with just how nice everything is. The seats are really big. You know, the bolstering could be better. I can wiggle around, but it honestly is like sitting in a couch. I'm also really impressed with the actual gauge cluster of this vehicle. I really do like the digital gauge cluster. I like seeing the speedometer right here, the digital speedometer. It's really nice and easy to read. Just the way they really have it laid out is actually pretty cool here. And I also like the way the steering wheel feels. This actually is a heated steering wheel, and I'm using it right now, and it does feel pretty nice. But I also do like the Uconnect system here. And at first, I was one of those people that really thought that Uconnect wasn't really that nice, and I thought it was really too basic in a way, because you know, we especially compared to Sync 2, and that's, you know, that could be a topic for another video. I feel like, you know, all the infotainment systems have really been dumbed down because people want simplicity, but now looking at it and really experiencing Uconnect, I do feel like this is a really simple and easy to use system. It's not too dumbed down. You still have everything nice, you know, right here, especially the performance pages. I'm really a big fan of that. I really do like seeing, you know, how much you know, horsepower the car is using right now. I believe it's only showing the crank numbers. It's not going to show your wheel numbers, and of course, you know, it might not be that accurate depending on, you know, different variables and whatnot. But I do think that's really cool that Dodge has that right here on the screen. And I'm looking at it right now. I barely touched the gas, and you know, it showed 14 horsepower is only being used. But I do think that's just really cool to have there. Another thing to note about this 2016 Dodge Challenger is the sound. Now, Hemis are definitely really known for really sounding good, but something I've noticed, especially within the past couple years with the different muscle cars, is that they're becoming louder from the factory, and which is a good thing, especially if you're a person like me. But with the Dodge Challenger, I do feel like it's kind of lacking on that. Now, I do know a lot of people that just do muffler deletes. You can probably find someone on YouTube, you know, these things with muffler deletes alone, because I think they have 2 set of mufflers, one in the rear and then one like a mid muffler that should be right under me or somewhere around there. And that definitely does really open up the sound. But you know, especially with the 2018 Mustang that I do have a review up on the channel, and you know, hearing the hearing the newer Camaros from the factory, they definitely do sound good. And so, you know, this is a little relaxed from the factory. So I want you guys to go ahead and tell me about what you think about that sound. Would you like more like I would, or do you think it's just right, you know, for a factory car? But now what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go ahead and see how this thing handles. Now, Dodges, especially the Challengers and Chargers, are considered boats. So we're gonna go ahead and just roll onto it in 2nd gear, see how it handles this back road. And it does, body roll is a thing. Body roll is definitely a thing. Gonna keep seeing how it goes. Now, I will say something to notice about this, or something I just noticed about this Dodge Challenger. I do feel like the power does kind of die off, going away, or the power of the engine is really not there anymore. So that is something I do want to see as far as, you know, the Scat Pack that I'm going to review within a couple of days, how this really compares. And I will have a completely separate video about how, you know, this compares to Scat Pack. Is it really worth getting a Scat Pack, or will you be fine with this? Honestly, for my really, just to give you guys a preview of what my impression is about that and what I'll probably say in that video, I would like more power for this car. Like I said earlier in the video, it weighs around 4,000 pounds. Not a light car at all. 375 horsepower. It's not going to move this thing that easily, and I do believe the 0-60 time still is in the 5-second range for this car. Low 5 seconds, especially with that 8-speed automatic. Now I do have the 6-speed manual here, and another thing to note about this thing, the clutch does grab kind of in the middle, maybe a little bit on the higher end depending on who you are. For me, I think it feels pretty nice. I do like the 6-speed manual transmission, the throws. I also like how, you know, the gear shifter here is actually pointing a little towards me. That does feel really nice. Overall, the actual manual transmission that does come in the Challengers, I do like the way they feel, but I feel like this car is going to be faster with the automatic, as a lot of cars are nowadays. But definitely the performance feel and just making you feel like you're doing more for the vehicle is good. Like I'm downshifting here, gonna go ahead and go to third, second, and just rolling onto it. And it definitely does like second gear, first, second gear. It's definitely what this car likes. I feel like in third it's really gonna feel where I was talking about it slowing down. And that turn right there did feel nice. Now I really wasn't taking it that fast. Like I said, this thing does, and it does actually handle these bumps here really nice, especially with the big tires and everything, with the suspension system here. It's not lowered or anything, so handles the bumps pretty smooth. It wouldn't be my first choice for a back road, you know, cruise or anything like that, or well, I would cruise, but not, you know, going out here to attack back roads. Definitely wouldn't be my first thing I'd do with this car. Yeah, the power's really there first and second gear, but once you get into third or anything above that, it's not going to be there for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this review. The Dodge Challenger, especially compared to the 2014 RT that I drove, I do really like this car. I liked how they improved the interior and whatnot. The only thing I will say, I do think it still needs more power, and of course they offer that, like I've already said. But you know, I'm not sure if the RT would be for me, but I really am surprised, especially coming from a Mustang guy, how much I really do like these cars. Like I said, the interior is really nice. You have a really nice trunk. You can actually fit in the back seat. I love that. You know, it's a little bit boxy. You know, I would like the design to change a little bit here and there, but all in all, it really is still a great car, and I definitely do see why people drive these. If you like these videos, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Like I said, I do have a Scat Pack review of this vehicle coming up. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in another video.